Hello America, this is Corporate Davis, CEO of the Lavish Line Corporations. I'm actually posting this blog in reference to a question asked to me concerning the music and entertainment business. One asked me about entity formation for the record company. Well, my advice will be this simply. Study the big four of the industry, which is Sony, Warner Brothers, Universal, and EMI. Now those units and all of their encompasses are structured scientifically for consistent progress. It's equivalent to a square. You cut a piece of the square out, then there's no form of the square anymore, so they all balance one another out. It's a strong foundation. But to answer the question or give a brief synopsis, what you would do is you would structure one entity, which will be the parent company, and you would create subordinate units following that parent company. However, there's two ways to do this. Now, you can do it traditionally as an umbrella, having the companies under an umbrella of the first company, so to speak. Excuse the music in the background. A song called Snowflakes from my artist, B.T.M, under the Lavish Line Canada Corporation. Actually from his mixtape world, EP, I Am. Look for that pretty soon. Furthermore, now structuring it under an umbrella, it sets you up for possible litigation if one company runs into some type of legalties or penalties and things of that nature. So you want to be careful when you do that. However, the good part about it is if one company grows, they all grow. But you step into a lot of confusing endeavors when you have an umbrella that's one unit, because you have to have someone that knows the parent company essentially, because the parent company will be the source of the additional companies. Now, what I would suggest is have each company as a separate entity, still DBA'd under the initial company, i.e., you create the parent company, sole proprietorship, corporation, limited partnership, limited liability company, etc. And once that happens, you receive a tax ID, or you search, or you get a tax ID. That's a social security number, if you will, for your business. And then the additional businesses, you will want to do the same. So you want to structure those businesses exactly the same way you structured the first one. However, you want the brand, so you take a name, as I did with Lavish Line Worldwide Music Group. And the way I structured to brand my company, I kept the Lavish Line title, and I changed what preceded that title. For example, Lavish Line Records is the primary subsidiary under Lavish Line Worldwide Music Group. However, they are separate entities because they entail their own tax ID number. Lavish Line Records will still be the primary source unit under Lavish Line Worldwide Music Group, whereas Lavish Line Canada is the North American primary unit for Lavish Line Records, which in turns distributes music for Lavish Line Records and Lavish Line Worldwide Music Group throughout the entire North American base. So there's different ways you can do it, but the first thing you want to focus on is your paperwork, your registry papers, your trademark papers, your business name papers, all of your legalities, your bank accounts, your copyrights, of course. And then ultimately what happens is you have to focus on the music. So, and a little advice before I depart, get you some books. See, this is one of my latest books I'm reading, Everyday Law book, Basic Essentials to Law, or Everyday Law. What else? Small Business Legal Forms. Actually, I just spoke upon that. Excuse me. So what you would do is you would get these forms, and once you get this name, now there are strategic ways you would structure your names and structure your subordinate names under your parent name, and I will render that in a further video. However, initially you got two ways to go about the entity formation. Traditionally, with setting a company and placing that other companies as an umbrella under that company, or setting each company separately and also placing those companies as an umbrella, however with their own tax ID so they can stand on their own. And the reason, just to put it in layman's terms, if you have one rock and roll label and one R&B label, and they both under one tax ID number and umbrella under one company, one of your rock and roll artists may get into some litigation, maybe a fight and something at a club, and the club may want to sue them, and in turn, these corporate lawyers and bean counters and things of that nature can come out after the rock and roll company as well as the R&B company, being that they have the same tax ID number. So that's what will make me side away from the traditional way of entity formation. However, the big four, you got to understand, these companies came out over 30, 40 years ago, and they followed the KISS technique. Keep it simple, stupid. So a lot of the times when they created subordinate units, they canceled that unit and merged it into one. So there wasn't a lot of confusion for that matter, and things stay fluent. So they structure a business 30 years ago that's able to perpetuate in today's modern day society. So they don't want into a lot of things. However, if you check the records, it's countless litigation that these companies ran into. So until next time, this is Lavish Line TV, Corporate Davis, CEO of the Lavish Line Corporations. Look out for B.T.M, which is my first R&B artist under the Lavish Line Canada Corporation, mixtape entitled I Am. Also AK'TION, which is my first male hip-hop artist under the Lavish Line Worldwide Music Group entity, and Kane, which is my first female pop artist and rap artist under Lavish Line Records unit. And I'll see you guys later on the next tutorial. Lavish Line TV, Corporate Davis.